Hey, John.
Hey Eric, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right. It's been a very long day.
Good, good.
So if I fall asleep, just kind of whistle
All right,
loudly in the
I'll,
mic.
I'll
I'm sure I'll hear it.
fade to black. Oh wait, that's not what you want. That's not what you
Uh,
want.
no.
Yeah, yeah. So moon looked really cool out there tonight. It was like, at least from my place, rising over
Mm.
Portland, all orange and harvesty.
Mm.
I'm sure it had nothing to do with the pollution. It's all natural elements, you know.
Fires.
Oh
Fires
yeah,
make for a beautiful
exactly.
skylines at sunrise and sunset.
Lots of particulate matter in,
Yeah.
in the air.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, well, how was your weekend?
It was fun. I finished a drywall patch, so now I have things I need to paint, along with things I potentially need to paint. I was reminded about the deck railing, which has I'm not sure you're aware, but stain is not supposed to flake off
Ours
on
is flaking
railings.
too.
And so I need to sand it
Cedar,
down.
cedar is
Yeah.
not. Cedar
Yeah.
has a lot of natural oils in it.
Yeah. So I need to sand it down and restain. So that'll be probably this weekend's project. I also did some, we'll call it vibe coding again.
Here you go, you and your vibe.
I know on the Mostly Security website, I thought, I wonder if I could just ask an AI to take the RSS feed and turn it into a web page based on the content of, the style of mostlysecurity.com.
Uh-huh.
And you know what it did?
What you
It
wanted it to.
it did exactly what I wanted it to do with minimal tweaks on my part. And it's all written in JavaScript. And our entire 400 plus, well, I guess technically 399 episodes that are in the RSS feed, that's only a meg and a half
Of text.
of text. So
Yeah, it's less than many JavaScript libraries.
exactly. So it's pretty quick. It'll download, and then once it's cached it's got it forever, and
Yeah.
it'll parse out all the bits, and you can jump to different episodes. You can scroll through forever. There's some more fun things to play around with, but that was just kind of I wonder if it will work. And the impetus was, hey, apparently I can now download a Google Gemini coding assistant plugin for VS Code. And since I am paying for
Ah,
the Google Gemini Pro, plug
yeah.
that in, asked it to do something. 15
I will
minutes
have to try
later,
that.
it's done.
I haven't done that, but I
If anybody goes to the mostlysecurity.com webpage, before when you clicked on episodes, it went to our podcast provider's kind of custom web page that they built.
uh-huh.
Now it just goes to itself
Uh-huh.
and a new page, and it pulls down the RSS feed and parses out everything.
And,
And
and so you're going to save me $2 a month?
apparently, one of these days, we need to figure out how to, because the entire RSS feed has the legacy URL for the website link for every episode.
Yeah.
So I need to
You know when I would wind up changing that?
never.
Correct.
So I start either, the question I have is if I change that configuration at the podcast provider, does it go through and re-update everything backwards, or does it just do it from now on? And if it does it everything, then done.
Done.
If it does it from now on, then I just got to write fortunately, it's a pretty
A
simple
little if script.
format for how it looks and where it goes, and it just redirect to something else. And
Yeah.
it would be easy enough to just redirect to Eric's, well, Eric, the project manager, not Eric, the developer, because Eric didn't do development. The AI did the development. Eric just kind of PM'd. I gave it requirements and it worked.
You're the wand waver.
Yes. and that worked. So
Well, that's pretty cool.
yeah. And I think that's There was something else I did this weekend. I'll think of it, but most of it was tootling around the house
You
and
got your
playing with
Pixel
code.
10.
Oh, that was the thing. You're right. I was gonna. That's what I was.
Let me just tell you.
Yes, tell me what I also did. So I upgraded the Pixel 8 and got the Pixel 10 and have started to play with that. My frustration with it, though, is it is currently air quote locked because I bought it on the
Yeah.
2-year contract, so I don't pay everything up front. It's on a 2-year contract. And apparently that doesn't just lock the phone,
The,
the SIM
yeah,
to
the
the
primary.
provider. It locks all the SIMs, so I can't add my secondary SIM to it. I think I will get there eventually. It's just having
You
to
will.
properly communicate with the right people who don't who can do stuff as opposed to people who can only answer stuff off a script they're reading. So, anyways,
Yeah.
and I gotta wait for the case that I ordered. But it's nice. It does the same MagSafe, circle magnet connector to charge like the iPhones do. So, although I think it's called Pixel Charge. Oh, what's it called? Now I got to Google it and figure it out. Anyways, that was the other exciting thing I did. Pixel Snap, that's what it's called.
Pixel Snap.
Yes,
Okay.
it's the Pixel Snap charger, which is essentially, well, fully compatible with Apple's
MagSafe.
charger. It's a,
Pixel Snap. I'm sure somebody workshopped that name.
I'm sure, snap on, power up, do more.
Uh-huh.
Of course.
Of course. I don't know if... What do I have? I think I have a 15. So I don't know if that has the MagSafe or not.
It does.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't think I've ever used it.
So I like it. So here's the cool thing that I like about it. I have it next to my bed nightstand, and if you tilt your phone sideways while it's charging, it turns itself into a clock with a red, like the deep red color, so that you open your eyes in the middle of the night, it's not bright.
Yeah.
And the alarm goes off, and it's that lower color and huge buttons. So when you reach over groggily to tap snooze, it's hard to miss. So I do like that part of the MagSafe.
You did tell me about the turning on the side and that working. Anyway, I have a G charger.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought that was, anyway, I don't know. I don't know what the difference between Qi and the MagSafe is.
So MagSafe is a Qi charger with magnets so that it'll stay attached. A Qi charger, by its lonesome, does not have magnets.
You have a shelf. Yeah.
You have a shelf.
I have a shelf.
You have a platform. You lay it on something.
It sits on the platform, yes.
That's what's probably in your car. The new cars have the wireless,
I have
air
it in the
quote,
car.
wireless charging. That's MagSafe just adds magnets in the right pattern so that you can attach it so that it holds it in place.
Throw your phone at the holder and
you
it'll
flip it,
snap into place.
Flip it over. I'm sure there are
a card.
Millions of TikToks about people flipping phones towards standing Qi
like
chargers.
that water bottle.
Yeah, the water bottle flip thing. Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway.
Anywho.
Way too much Qi.
How about you?
Let's see. My son came home on Saturday, so that was cool.
From his European excursion.
London adventure. Yes. Although I guess it was more than just London, because one of the weekends at least they went to Wales and checked out some famous castle, which name is escaping me at the moment. But that was very cool. And then, anyway, so yeah, he got home on Saturday, and I was, I think Sunday was. Yes. Thank you. Did you just Google famous castle in Wales?
Famous Wales castle. It was Cardiff was number 2. I didn't recognize the first one, so I'm like, I'm gonna bet it's Cardiff.
Yes, Cardiff. Cardiff it was. Yep. Okay. That was, and he said it was cooler than Tower of London because the Tower was more groomed and touristy. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
Cool.
I was very jealous of his trip. That was awesome. But he's home. And of course he came home sick. I'm like, when he left, I was like, wear a mask on the plane so you
Yeah.
don't get sick and then ruin your trip. I don't care if you wear a mask on the way home. And evidently he took me literally.
Now you care that that did not occur.
I'm like, that was bad advice. That bad father advice. I should have said something else,
Yeah.
but whatever. Anyway,
Okay.
he's home, and that's awesome. Although not in 2 days, but in 9 days, I drop him off at the dorms. So he's home for a week and a half or 2 weeks, and
And so you are officially empty nesters?
no, my older boy
Oh, that's right. He's
is going
still,
to the community college, local
so
community
he's
college. So
still
he's
living
still
at
here.
home. Okay.
He's still here. So we're empty nester adjacent. But it's good. I like having him here. um, but yeah, so that'll be a big change. That'll be a big change. So anyway, that's coming. And then I got all of my honey bottled this past weekend. So I should really have brought you some this week. I'm a bad friend.
It's all good.
But
you know what stays good for a very long time?
Like hundreds of years.
We've talked about honey. If not this week, next week. If not next,
yeah, the week
the
after
following.
that. I do actually have a whole bunch of crystallized honey. Maybe I'll bring you I went for those plastic things last year because they're so convenient to squeeze out of.
Right.
Less so if you let the honey crystallize.
Then you got to stick it in a nice on a sourdough warmer.
Water bath. I have not tried that with a plastic bottle.
Okay.
I mean, it's probably would be fine, I would think. But I mean, what's the difference between 100 degrees and that and putting it in warm water? But anyway, net. I have 60 jars of honey sitting up on my table. I was going to print out some labels and so they're not done, but that's pretty cool. So yes, it wound up 60.
Okay. Speaking of printing, I'm probably bringing up a sore spot for you, but no printer in the mail yet.
I do not have a printer in the mail. No. Although I every time I get a FedEx or a USPS thing that says, or UPS saying, your package is on the way. And there have been a lot of packages on our way for one reason or another. I'm like, ooh, is this it? No. 0.42 pounds. No.
Not going to be it.
That is, I'm uninterested in that package. But yeah, I mean, all sort like weird stuff. Yes, my passport renewal showed up. My new corporate card showed up. My wife bought a poster that showed up yesterday from FedEx. And why in the world FedEx was shipping a poster, I don't know. But I was like, FedEx, ooh, that's a possibility. No, it was not a possibility. So anyway, lots of stuff, but nothing fun yet. You will be among the very first to know.
Okay. I have a stack, which I'm showing on the video that no one can see but you, of my little luggage tags that are blanks waiting to have cool designs created and printed upon.
That reminds me, I was going to buy some of those. I don't think I have any more coaster blanks. Those slate coaster blanks. I was going to try printing on those. I have an idea of something that I want to surprise you with. So you gotta pretend to be surprised when I show them to you.
There's a high likelihood I will have forgotten this conversation by the time the surprise appears.
Yeah, it's okay. I might forget
good.
To actually. No, I don't think so. I'm kind of thinking it'll be fun. But like, who needs? I mean, this isn't it. But like, when the coasters, like, I can't tell my wife I'm going to go get coasters because I did a whole bunch of laser engraved coasters. So I've got coasters.
I have 4 of them.
I have a bunch of them, and I gave away a ton of them, but I still have a ton around that I did. And so, like, you don't need that many coasters. Anyway, but they're fun to, like, do a little bit.
Yeah. Don't ask me how many coasters I have around. I have more coasters around then I probably have cups that might sit on them if I pulled every individual cup in the house and put it on a coaster.
Exactly, right?
I do like a stack of coasters on coffee tables and end tables and desks,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
maybe I'll need 6 drink coasters for something some point.
I
Maybe
am
I'll be sampling sodas at lunch sometime. I don't know.
exactly right. Anyway, so yeah, a good weekend was had.
Cool.
And it's fun.
All right.
How about topic?
So mine, came to mind mostly because I got an email from Plex, the media giant, or the media giant is not the right term. The streaming,
They won the stream
service.
hosting wars.
Yeah, something. Yeah, where I could I could put my videos that I had ripped from my DVDs on my Plex and then give you a login so you could stream them to your house and see my videos, which we'd never done.
No.
But it was possible. Anyways, I got an email from them saying that, hey, you need to change your password. There's been a security breach. So the article we'll link is a TechCrunch article, which has no additional information than Plex's email. Right. They just said that they are aware of a security incident involving theft of Plex customer account information, usernames, email addresses, scrambled passwords, and unspecified authentication data. And then let's see, what is
scrambled passwords?
Yeah,
what is a scrambled password?
that sounds like you salted it. I don't know. Base 64 encoded. I'm not sure. But
That
they
sounds
said
like they have passwords, which they shouldn't like. They should
you
not.
would think they would
have
not keep
passwords.
the passwords. So the company
There's no
said,
reason to actually
no,
store a
store the
password.
password. They're asking
okay.
people to sign out of all your connected devices and reset your password, which I did.
But they're asking people to sign out. They're not like
They're not
forced signing.
resetting. No, they did not do a big when you log in, hey, we've reset your password for security, go here. They've just sent an email to people saying you should do this. Plex said that the company addressed the method that this third party used to gain access to the systems, but didn't give any more details or what the risk to the customers would be. TechCrunch reached out, and the Plex spokesperson, Jessica Finn, reiterated to basically look at the company's post, but would not answer any specific questions about the incident. They also would not say what specific hashing algorithm the company used to scramble customer passwords, and they did not say how many customers are affected. So Plex apparently has about 25 million users. I was one who did get an email notification, and you looked and did not.
So 50% of Plex users on this podcast
were affected or not affected. I guess both those statements are true.
6 one way, half a dozen the other.
Yes. So Plex hasn't described the nature of the cyber attack, and it's not, was it a ransom? They don't know. So a whole lot of I don't know for a media company that I forgot I had an account with, to be honest with you.
Maybe, yeah, my QNAP is still dead at the moment.
Well, I have hundreds of movies on mine from all the DVDs over the years that I've ripped, and we never watch them because I can get any of those movies on a streaming service way simpler.
It's the same
and
thing
easier.
right? It's the same thing that happened with
CDs,
with
music,
audio. Yeah. Right? Oh no, people, look, I can listen to collect all my music, do everything that I want. And then companies are like, wait, I can charge you $9.99 a month in perpetuity for your entire life. I'll do that.
Yeah. So,
and now, Paramount and Hulu and Disney and Apple and who knows. Yeah. I don't want to think about how many streaming services I pay for and don't watch. Anyway, it's okay.
Yep.
It's okay.
Yep.
They all have like
All right.
one show. They all have one
Yeah.
show.
One show that you have to
One
watch and then
show.
nothing else.
Yeah. Anyway. All right.
So
So my topic.
I did see that there was an Apple event today. I wondered if this was going to be on a list somewhere.
Well, so the app. Yes, they
Technically
announced the
yesterday, you're
iPhone
right.
17s.
Yeah.
But the thing that I pulled out of this was that, and yes, this is another instance of, but Android, app. There's a security feature in the new iPhone 17 family of phones that Apple claims to be the, quote, most significant upgrade to memory safety in the history of consumer operating systems.
Okay. It's bold claim.
Yeah. So the quote from Apple is, with the introduction of the iPhone 17 lineup and iPhone Air, we're excited to deliver memory integrity enforcement, the industry's first ever comprehensive, always-on memory safety protection covering key attack surfaces. There's lots of qualifiers in that sentence that can turn it into the most significant upgrade, including the kernel and over 70 userland processes, built on the enhanced memory tagging extension and supported by secure typed allocators and tag confidentiality protections. So I'm guessing that they don't consider Windows to be a consumer operating system because Microsoft has introduced features for memory integrity security features for Windows 11. And ARM has memory tagging extensions that were supported starting with the Pixel 8.
2+ years ago.
So yeah, I mean, look, I'm happy to take advantage, and I'm just I'm getting some old man energy here, but so. Of course, Apple mentions the ARM MTE, memory tagging extensions, in their blog and say that their implementation, Apple's implementation, goes a step further with the ability to protect all users by default and by designing its A19 and A19 Pro chips for enhanced security while still adding memory safety changes for older hardware that doesn't support the new memory tagging features. So maybe it's the fact that, we're trying to do some software emulation or something in the software layer as well, even if there isn't hardware support. I don't know about that. But there was a link in, I think this was a Verge article, right? Yeah, there was a link in the Verge article to a post by Graphene OS that I also pulled out that says, quote, Pixels have provided hardware memory tagging support since the Pixel 8. Graphene OS deployed it in production around a month after the launch of the Pixel 8, and we use it for kernel and nearly the entire base OS. We use it for some third-party apps, and users can opt in for using it for all. Opt into using it for all. There have been multiple revisions of ARM MTE. Feat_MTE4 is the fourth generation of ARM MTE improvements, not the beginning of it. So anyway, that's my. But okay, cool. Especially for, I mean, the rationale for this is all the spyware, things like Pegasus that keep figuring out ways to do buffer overflows and zero-click or one-click attacks. Aren't you happy? There's TIFF and font decoding libraries that have been around for decades on running in the background on your phone. Okay, anyway, so there's the first thing. Okay, awesome. Hardware integrity protection, or memory integrity enforcement, excuse me. Let me be precise about that. Coming to an iPhone 17 near you. So
okay,
there you go. I am pretty sure mine's a 15. So I think I might be quote unquote due for this year, but my wife's even older. So I have to kind of decide, or I need her to decide if she wants a new phone. Because if she doesn't, I might go ahead because, I'm just as I'm saying, yeah, old man. Well, hey.
If the whole family wasn't so embedded in the Apple ecosystem, I have really enjoyed these Pixel phones over the last few years.
Yeah.
And this Pixel 10 is nice. So,
well, Mr. Dual phone Wheeler, you can have them both. You can have your cake and eat it too.
Right now I'm tri-phone because of the whole locked SIM problem.
Needs another eSIM.
Yeah.
Open eSIM.
All right.
Okay. I actually brought 2 articles tonight because the other one was something that kind of blew up a bit this week, which is there were 18 popular JavaScript packages that collectively downloaded. Now, this is a Krebs article, and I was like, this is not a typo? Collectively downloaded more than 2 billion times each week. B with a billion? That's a lot.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's
I
popular.
have a skeptical...
If you just divide 2 billion by 18, that's still...
That's a lot.
A very large number.
That's a lot. There's big numbers.
Okay.
Anyway, so we're briefly compromised with malicious software after a developer involved in maintaining the projects was phished. The attack appears to have been quickly contained, narrowly focused on stealing cryptocurrency, ironically. And but it was a little like you get the keys to the castle and that's what you do. So Aikido is a firm evidently in Belgium that monitors code updates to major open source code repositories and found the malicious code had been added to these. And it says that they were this malware is essentially a browser-based interceptor that hijacks both network traffic and application APIs. What makes it dangerous is that it operates at multiple layers, alternating content shown on websites, tampering with API calls, and manipulating what users' apps believe they are signing. Even if the interface looks correct, the underlying transactions can be redirected in the background. So, basically trying to intercept and swap out one wallet for another, for example. Because, so one of the things that made me giggle, because sometimes I'm like 15 at heart, do you see the handle of the developer who was phished?
No, I did not.
I put the image in the notes.
Let me... Oh. Yes.
Good for you, Josh. Yes. His handle is bad at computer. And so that made me like, okay, I got it. This is funny. I got it.
Okay.
Anyway,
we shall giggle at this.
Good for him because he totally owned it. He was like, I've been pwned. And it was a 2-factor reset email that looked like it was from NPM, but it went to a website, npmjs.help.
Oh.
Which had been registered 2 days before.
Right.
And, spoofed website looked like legit. And it says the spoofed website used services from DNSExit.com, a dynamic DNS company that also offers 100% free domain names that can instantly be pointed at any IP address controlled by the owner. So, I don't know anything about DNSExit, but that's sketch, right? So, here's the crazy thing. It says the crazy part is that they compromised billions of websites and apps just to target a couple of cryptocurrency things. This was a supply chain attack, and it could easily have been something much worse than crypto harvesting.
Yeah.
So, There you go.
Uh,
There you go. That was interesting.
okay.
There you go. Those are my topics. How about
All
something
right.
fun?
So my something fun is kind of what I spent a lot of time over the weekend as well doing, playing with some 3D printed, played around with my 3D printed designs,
Uh-huh.
epoxy, tried putting glitter in epoxy, tried sanding with different grits to try to polish the epoxy to the right level. And so it's more, more of that. And I had more failures that are not failures. They're just not successes yet. But I will get to successes
Not
at some
successes
point.
yet is important.
Yeah.
Not
So,
successes yet is important.
but I've been having fun doing some. I just like playing with these 3D, kind of coming up with these goofy little 3D designs and figuring out how to do the shapes and
I'm really jealous of your 3D printer.
build some of that stuff. So
I'm thinking I might. I know I've got this other printer coming, and that was really expensive. But I'm thinking I might buy myself a 3D printer for Christmas, or my wife
yet
might buy
another
me
3D.
my wife might. Well, the only 3D
Does she
printer I
know
have.
she's getting you this? Irrelevant, Eric. Moving on.
Irrelevant. That's a yeah. That what my wife will. She will roll her eyes at me and be like, "Whatever,
Whatever.
John." Like,
Yeah.
but the only 3D printer I have
Your
is,
resin printer.
is the resin one, and I guess printers because I've got an old one, but which, by the way, if you want that old resin printer, which is like sitting on the shelf up there behind me,
I see it. No, I'm good.
yeah, exactly. Anyway, yeah, I'm really jealous, and enough that I've been watching like YouTube videos.
Those new Bamboo Labs ones are kind of cool.
I like seriously. I think I woke up at 5 a.m. this morning and I could not go back to sleep, and so I'm literally watching it. I watched a Bamboo thing about the X1C versus the H2D
Right.
this morning at like 5 a.m. Which I don't know what that says about me, but
So my wife has told me multiple times because I will say, "Hey, wouldn't this be cool?" And she's like, "When you tell me something would be cool 3 times, I just assume you've already purchased it."
yeah.
So like when I tell her something a second time, and it's something that she doesn't want me to get, she's like, "You better not tell me that a third time. You better not mention that again."
What happens when you've been married for many, many years?
Yes.
Yes. She knows all your wiles and
Yes, she
foibles.
does. All right, so that's my something fun.
Okay.
Just playing around with stuff is just fun.
Right. Yes.
Just fun.
All right. Okay. My fun. Let me go back to the notes here. Okay. So this is a language thing. I have like this soft spot in my heart. Of course, everybody does. Nostalgia, right? Nostalgia is what it is.
Yep.
You probably have a hard spot in your heart for Perl. I loved Perl in the 90s, and there was a time in like the late 90s, early 2000 when people would say that they knew Perl on their resume. I was like, "Oh, cool. Then we're going to whiteboard." And I would give them some Perl.
You
like,
would discover that, oh, you just know how to use CPAN.
well, it was an indicator, and I was younger than I am now, and perhaps more not malicious. That's wrong. I don't know. anyway, so there was a Wired article that I saw that was like about Perl and kind of a
Okay.
ode to Perl. And it Perl was once everywhere. At least it felt that way, right? I mean,
I just read the title to the article.
yeah,
Yeah. Great title.
So yeah. So anyway, so the title was "Pearls of Wisdom," spelled with correctly. And then
No. Then maybe this is the subtitle.
yes, programmers aren't so humble anymore. Maybe that's because they stopped coding in Perl.
Yes, that's the title that made me giggle.
Right. Exactly. Because Perl Perl, what was Perl's tagline was, or it was a quote, but this is often referred to as the duct tape of the internet. Awesome. And with programmers joking that it's a write-only language. You could write it.
CGI bin, baby.
CGI bin. Oh, yes. You could write it, but seldom read it, at least successfully. That's a quote out of here. And so
awesome.
Perl was done by Larry Wall, and he was a linguistics person and enjoyed, or is, as far as I know, enjoyed the fact that Perl, again, one of Perl's motto was there's more than one way to do it. So for the people who are language designers that say this is what a if statement should look like, Perl said, you bet. Let's do them all. and I think different people found their own different paths through the woods and learned different things, and that was awesome. So, Perl lost. I remember being horrified when I first started and learned about Python, about white space being critical,
important,
and
indents,
just like
important.
being horrified. Like, why? What in the world are you doing to me? And get out of my face. and yet Python has subsumed much of the world. But anyway, so one of the other funny things about this, one of the other things I pulled out of here a little bit was, here's the quote from the author. To be clear, I was never a deep user of Perl. Its syntax and messiness overwhelmed its power for me. And when I was introduced to the well-ordered structure of Python, I ran to that language and never looked back. Bad person. Anyway, but it says, yeah, blah, 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 blah. So the next funny thing about this, though, was he draws a contrast. So Perl, if I had to choose a language that is furthest from Perl, it might be Lisp.
I hated that class in school. Well, technically it was Scheme, but
yes.
Similar.
Right? Yes.
My class in Scheme was like, I hated that class.
What was the class? I learned Lisp in, what class was that? Oh man, I'm awful.
I don't
remember. I remember the professor very well.
Yeah.
But game programming or something like that. And because I remember programming game game logic in it. But, Lisp, incredibly structured, simple. Like you could write a Lisp compiler, I think, in like 10 lines of code or something like that. But Lisp was introduced in 1960, he says. Lisp is elegant, almost mathematical in its construction. The Maxwell equations of software, as its definition has been described. Perl is, of course, not that. It's organic and sometimes maddening. But anyway, there you go. Article about Perl made me happy to think and remember and go, boy, when was the last time I wrote a line of Perl? It's been years.
I just ran to my bookshelf to see if I still had my Perl book. And because about a year ago, I finally gave up on all my computer science, most of them. I pared down my probably 50, 60 programming books down to 10, and Perl did not make the cut.
I'm betting I still have one or two over there on my bookshelf.
I'm sure you do.
Yes, I am.
If anybody's going to have a Perl book, it's going to be you.
I'm feeling attacked.
Well, I was just going to say, I think I am maybe 10 years from now, there will be a similar Wired article that will be programmers aren't insane anymore. Maybe it's because nobody programs in JavaScript anymore. That's the program. That's the Wired article.
You're there for that. You're there for that.
We'll be there in 10 years.
All right.
Although all of my Vibe programming for the mostly security thing, it was all JavaScript.
If a user didn't actually have to write the JavaScript, did it matter?
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
At some point, somebody's got to read it, or the bugs they will be found. Anyway, there you go. Pearl.
All right.
Pearl. I thought that was fun.
Yeah, I do remember Perl.
Welcome
I wrote
for the trip.
plenty of Perl back in the day.
Excuse me.
All right. Hey, have a good night, John. It's a long one tonight.
All right, Eric. I'll talk to you later.
We'll see you.
Bye.
Bye.